The incredible friendship of Dozer and Daisy. Friendship comes in all shapes and sizes, often in the most unexpected ways. This is the heartwarming story of Dozer, a massive yet gentle Rottweiler, and Daisy, a tiny but fearless dog who turned his world upside down. Their bond, built on trust, patience, and playfulness, transformed our home into a haven of love, laughter, and countless cherished moments. A new beginning. When Daisy first arrived at our home, she was a mere handful of fur, small, energetic, and full of mischief. Dozer, on the other hand, was a towering figure, calm and composed. The contrast between them couldn't have been greater. While Dozer was used to a peaceful routine, Daisy was a whirlwind of excitement, running around, barking, and wagging her tail non-stop. Dozer had no idea how to react to her. He observed her from a distance, clearly unsure about what to make of this tiny, fearless creature who showed no hesitation in invading his space. She was bold and assertive, completely unafraid of his size. For the first few days, Dozer avoided her advances. He was gentle but hesitant, stepping aside whenever she tried to initiate play. But Daisy was relentless. She had already decided that Dozer was going to be her best friend, and she wasn't about to take no for an answer. The turning point. Daisy's strategy was simple. She kept pushing. She tugged at his tail, nibbled on his paws, and barked right in his face, demanding his attention. It was as if she was trying to unlock something within him, a playful side that had long been buried beneath his stoic exterior. One day, as Dozer trotted away from her persistent antics, something clicked. He realized she was keeping up with him. In that moment, his expression changed. Instead of running away, he turned around, crouched slightly, and barked back playfully. The spark had been ignited. From that moment on, Dozer embraced the joy of play again. What started as reluctance turned into excitement, and soon they were inseparable. An unlikely but perfect bond. Despite his immense size, Dozer was incredibly gentle with Daisy. If she stubbornly refused to share a toy, he would patiently wait for her to change her mind. It was as if he understood her fragility and treated her with a tenderness that melted our hearts. Daisy, always full of new ideas, quickly realized she could hide under the bed, a spot too small for Dozer to reach. Their game of hide-and-seek became a daily ritual. Dozer would search for her, sniffing around the room while Daisy remained hidden, waiting for the perfect moment to jump out and surprise him. The joy in their eyes during these playful encounters was indescribable. Daisy was the type of dog who always found new ways to entertain herself. She loved sneaking up on Dozer and surprising him, often waiting until he was napping before pouncing on his back. At first, Dozer would wake up startled, but over time, he grew used to her antics and would simply roll over, letting her climb all over him like a jungle gym. Their friendship was built on a balance of patience, understanding, and boundless affection. A house filled with energy and laughter. Our home was never the same again. Friends and family often asked, "Is your house always this lively?" The answer? Absolutely. At least 50% of the time, thanks to Daisy. She was an endless source of energy, always on the lookout for her next adventure. One of the funniest things about Daisy was her obsession with the red food bowl. To us, it was just an ordinary kitchen bowl, but to Daisy, it was an object of pure joy. The moment she spotted it, she would start jumping, twirling, and spinning in excitement, as if it were the greatest treasure in the world. Daisy wasn't the cuddly type. Instead, she showed her love through play. Dozer, despite his best efforts, sometimes struggled to keep up with her energy. That's when we had an idea. What if we got another little dog to be her playmate? A new addition to the family. Enter Mocha, the newest member of our family. From the moment Daisy met her, she was smitten. It was love at first sight. The two became inseparable almost instantly, playing, wrestling, and chasing each other around the house and yard for hours on end. Even Dozer, though not as energetic, enjoyed their company. He would watch their antics with amusement, his tail wagging softly as if relishing the youthful energy around him. Mocha brought a new dynamic into the home. She was just as playful as Daisy, but with her own personality quirks. She was curious about everything and loved to follow Dozer around, mimicking his movements as if she wanted to be just like him. Sometimes she would curl up beside him, pressing her tiny body against his warm fur, finding comfort in his presence. Dozer, the gentle guardian. One of the most touching aspects of their friendship was how Dozer took on the role of protector. Despite his size, he was never aggressive or impatient. Instead, he watched over his two little friends with the care of a big brother. If Daisy or Mocha ever got into mischief, he would gently nudge them back in the right direction. If they got too rowdy, he would step in, barking softly as if to remind them to behave. One particularly memorable moment happened on a stormy night. Daisy and Mocha were both frightened by the thunder, trembling as the lightning flashed outside. Without hesitation, Dozer laid down beside them, forming a protective barrier. Daisy snuggled against his side, and Mocha curled up near his paws. It was a sight that melted our hearts, a giant protector offering warmth and comfort to his tiny best friends. The beauty of unlikely friendships. Every day spent with Dozer, Daisy, and Mocha is a reminder of the beauty of friendship. Their bond has taught us that love and companionship can come in the most unexpected ways. They show us the importance of embracing differences, finding joy in life's little moments, and always making time for play. The story of Dozer, Daisy, and Mocha isn't just about dogs. It's about the unconditional love that animals bring into our lives. It's about the way they teach us to be more patient, more playful, and more appreciative of the simple joys of life.